Shalom, 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 peace. What's happening, y'all? It's your brother Math. I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. With another episode of DSTM. Don't shoot the messenger. We're at episode number 228. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai. Got to jump on in here on the Manna Monday. Manna Monday. That's right. Make sure you wiped your feet, man. You came into the house, man. You knocked on the door. I opened it. I let you on in, man. Do your brother that solid, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You can even hit the dislike button. I don't care. Only thing I'm trying to do and we need to do is get this algorithm kicking so that they know that activity is happening over here in this MOTC Reloaded channel. You dig what I'm saying? I had to do it. I had to do it, man. Everybody knows, man, the rage that's going on right now, sweeping across these internet streets, is that brawl that went down there in Mobile, Alabama. I definitely want to tip my hat to, it's always good to see our people stand on a united front, defending each other, standing on, as they say, business. You understand what I'm saying? And not taking no crap from these damn so called white people. Not taking no crap from them, man. Some old drunk, uh, sunburnt heathens, man, exercising their white privilege, disrupting a business regarding boat docking and I guess they got some sort of little cruise lines or something happening over there in Mobile, Alabama. White man tries to take his privilege and block the docking station where the cruise ship can come on in. Brother doing his job tries to get them to get out the way. White man says, and I'm not quoting it because I don't know what he said, but obviously he says something that, you know, got things cracking. But we're gonna look at the video, man. I'm sure many of y'all have seen it, but I'm gonna give my commentary on it. And we'll look at a couple of scriptures regarding that as well. In the midst of all of that, the weather wars are continuing. They're talking about massive storms happening on the East Coast, while on the West Coast, we're getting a heat wave. I mean, where's the global warming? I mean, what's really going on? Is it weather manipulation? Is it, propaganda that's being put out there in regards to this warming? I know in Phoenix, they've been catching hell. Various places out here in California has been in high 90s, 100 degrees. But you know, everywhere from Chicago to New Jersey to Florida has experienced massive rains. Pittsburgh, massive rains. Now they're getting ready to get hit again, and it's the summertime. What's going on? What's going on? 11,000 LA County workers, man, set to go strike. They're going to join in with the strike with the entertainment industry. What's that going to mean for the infrastructure of LA? Obviously problematic. America's white majority, man, they're falling out, dropping out like flies, man. They're having concerns about their ability to maintain their populace here in the states. That's out of here. The scriptures say, man, Esau's gonna be cut off through slaughter, man. He's out of here, and we're already seeing he's dying off faster than he's having the ability to repopulate. His seed is spoiled, as the scriptures say. So we're gonna see and understand all of those things, among other things, man. So without further ado, man, let's get to the let's get to seeing what went down. If any of y'all missed this, I'm happy to share with you. Happy to share with you because this was a good this was a good sighting and a good showing. Let's check this out. All right. So here's the brawl. Hey, you know what's funny? First of all, let's get a couple scriptures. This the brother here in the black and white, man. He works there. This is a worker dealing with this old, lobster burnt uh Edomite confronting him because he didn't like the brother telling him that he needed to move his boat and he was blocking the docking station. Now, before we go there, you know what? Let's get a couple scriptures, man. Let's set the table. You know how we do. Uh, let's set the table, man. My bad. You know what? I'm about to shrink this. Okay. Let's shrink this. Let's start off in, let me look at Proverbs real quick. Proverbs 10 and 8. No. 10 and 18. Proverbs 10 and 18 reads, He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth the slander is a fool. So the question is, if anybody that's out there, man, that still is walking on with blinders, acting as if hatred for our people doesn't exist, racism against our people doesn't exist, systematic oppression does not exist, you are a fool. And you uttering slanders, running around talking about, oh, you black people need to wake up and stop being victims. And, that was 100 years ago with slavery that doesn't have any effect on you right now. And we all need to just get along and we're all the same people. No, no. The scriptures are letting you know if you become complicit in the hate that's going on out here and you're utilizing and going along propagated lies. I mean, we just see what's going on in Florida as they're trying to change the curriculum to even skew the facts regarding slavery and try to make it sound as if we benefited and it was a good thing for us and our ancestors to have gone through the oppressions that they went through. Is complete nonsense. And you got people running around here talking about, hey, that's a good idea. What's wrong with that? Going on with the about to get turned to going along with the program. The Lord said that he that hideth hatred with lying lips and utter the slander is a fool, man. So to deny that racism exists, man, to deny what's going on and that the hatred that's going on out there, man, and you lying behind it, propagating it and sliding it off with lies, man. The Most High said that you were foolish in doing so. Foolish in doing so, man. And if we're looking at and seeing the spirit that's on our people in this particular video, this is an isolated incident, but it just goes to show you the time and the spirit that our people are dealing with right now, especially down south. This is in Mobile, Alabama. They done seen it. They done seen the worst of the worst and experienced the worst of the worst. I just covered a story not too long ago. I can't remember if it was in Alabama, a city in Alabama, or in Mississippi. I believe it was in Alabama. 85% of this particular town and county is all black. They finally got his first black mayor, and he's been warned not to try to take office because of the fact that the people aren't ready for a black mayor. I mean, the people is 85% of the people. He's talking. They were warning him about the small white minority who still control the country, control the county and the power base over there. So Alabama is still heavily dealing with racism down there. So to see brothers rise up and say, "Man, we done had enough," it's glorious to see that. Glorious to see that, man. Look, Second Thessalonians 1 and 6. People wonder, man, well, yeah, that isn't right. Two wrongs don't make it right. Hey, well, it damn sure makes us even. Isn't that what they say? Because the Most High said this in Second Thessalonians 1 and 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. What does that mean? What does it mean to be that have a righteous recompense? Let's look at the word recompense in a dictionary. Let's look at what that means. Oh, to compensate, to make return of an equivalent for anything given, done, or suffered. So, what are we talking about? Righteous payback. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, equal. Anything that was given to us or done to us or suffered. The Lord said righteous payback is okay. Look at this. To require, to repay, to return an equivalent in a bad sense. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? The Lord said it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Well, what's tribulation? Oh, well, maybe our people is kind of blind. They are so coming out of the love cult of Christianity. They haven't been able to, really recompense it. I mean, come to the realization that it's okay to deal with aspects of tribulation and repay it back. Look, tribulation, severe affliction. It's a righteous thing to repay back severe affliction to them that trouble you. You don't think them brothers and sisters, man, have stories to tell? I'm sure they've got ancestors, great grandparents that still can talk about the days of sharecropping, the days of, um, relatives being lynched, chased out of towns, being restricted and through segregated areas. I'm sure that they've got those testimonies, man. The Spirit will speak expressly behind that. So they over there dealing with it. And now we're seeing them saying, well, you know what? We ain't going to let our people keep getting beat upside the head. We're paying them back. And that's the spirit that's floating over there right now. And it's all over the place now. You know, all of Israel is on it, man, sharing it, applauding. You know, I'm sure even the subconscious community, they should be applauding what's going on, man. For our people standing up in solidarity with each other. You had a 16-year-old boy, man. He jumped out of a boat, man, swam across to get in the fray. They calling him Black Aquaman. So Psalms 74:22 says, "Arise, O Yahweh, plead thine own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproacheth thee daily." Well, who's the foolish man? The so-called white man. He's the foolish man. The Most High said that he would provoke us with the foolish nation or no people. You understand what I'm saying? That's in Deuteronomy. I think that's in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. I want to say 32, but I'll make sure I'm accurate on that in a minute. But it said, "Remember how the foolish man reproaches thee daily." You know, Psalms 14 says, "The fool has said in his heart, there is no God." The white man believes that he is God, and he reproaches the Most High daily. But look at this. "Forget not the voice of thine enemies, the tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually." So this is why the Most High puts the spirit on Jake's man to go back and start fighting back on these heathens, man. The Most High said that we were going to be his weapons of war, his battle axe, fighting with his anger. So when we look at this video, man, you're gonna see how these Jakes was getting down. It was not that man, women, children, whoever was over there, man. Jakes was getting busy. It was getting in, man. One Jake was, saw WWF or WWE. He pulled out a chair, man, was whacking cats upside the head and hit a white woman upside the head, and she was sitting down. Then they threw another one in the water. I'm giving it away. I'm giving it away for anybody who ain't seen it. Let me get through the scripture. We're gonna watch it. Colossians 3:25 says, "But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons," man. So payback with the Lord is real. And if you did somebody wrong, and that's what we classically seen right here, the white man attacked the brother that's doing his job. So he that doeth wrong, he's going to receive for the wrong which he have done. So payback is an MFer. And there's no respect of persons. Let's go back to the video. We're going to get through it. Look at, he attacked and the Jake throw his hat like he's about to, go into the Royal Rumble, man. This was funny. So Jake threw his hat up there, man, said, "All right, it's going down then." And look at Lobster Man over here. Look at the red, the pale skin. Come on. Look at his shorts and look at his skin. They're damn near the same. Whoever's saying that Esau is not the white man, you got to go somewhere, man. Get your head examined and your eyes checked. The red man, the red nation is right in front of you. Now look at it. See, they went and jumped in. Now it's damn near 3-on-1. First of all, this cat with the hat on, he was standing on the sidelines. Now he jumped in. Now look at the brother. He took off. Look at it. Look at it. Jumping him out. White woman, she jumped on in there too. But if she's trying to break it up or not, who knows? Now see, that was my problem. This brother ran all the way down there to try to break it up, man. But there's no breaking it up. Once you see these 4 damn Edomites is on this, Jake, there's no breaking it up, man. You got to get in the fray, man, and help your brother. You can't just jump in there and be like, "Hey, guys, calm down. So break it up. No. He's supposed to come down and light his ass up right here. Wow, he's supposed to be down, man down. Look, he's trying to break it up. But that's what happens, man, when our people still taking this passive approach. A brother, he could get put to death, man. You got to go in just blazing to go save this brother, man. He's jogging. Here go the young brother. He's swimming over there because he's seeing this brother. All he's doing is trying to break it up, but the Jake ain't stopping. Yeah, the Jake is like, man, don't break it up and get him up off him, man. I'm still turned up. He should have been telling him, man, help me. Not by breaking it up, but help me and get on these people, man. Because they ain't stopping. Look at the brother. There's a white woman in the way. Jake said, man, get the hell out the way. You should come back for more. Get out there, young buck. Get out there, young buck. Let this be a lesson too, because as you see the police and the security guys there, they're not immediately jumping in because they don't want to get injured or hurt. That lets you know, man, when all hell breaks loose on this earth, man, they're going to be looking to protect themselves and their households. I witnessed it. 92 riots. Police was just driving past. Jakes was out on the streets burning, wrecking, stealing, smashing everything, laying hands, anything that was pale-faced. Cops is getting the hell out of there. They trying to get back to their homes and their families, getting to the station, hiding out. So for anybody who's thinking, oh, when everything's going on, the police don't have it under control. Please. They ain't trying to get hurt. Look, see? Look at older brothers, man. This is how you know that this, he probably in his 40s, maybe in his 50s or something. Who knows? He don't look like he's a youngster, but he's already got the flashbacks. The memories is already in his head. He know what he want to do to these heathens. He's trying to get at him. Okay. Work on the phone. Look at sister jump in. Sister over here. She had to get the dance. She got the white woman. Look, WWF. I must threw her in there. Watch it. Ooh. Ooh. That's when you know the rage of the Lord is in effect, man. Jake didn't care if it was a woman there. He didn't give a damn. He hitting everybody in anything white. And the cop right here, he can barely control the Jake. I got to go back. I need to see it again. The sisters jumping in, man. They get on the woman. They making sure I ain't touching the man. The man got a handle. But if these damn cave beast women, they trying to jump in, we got them handles, brothers. Don't worry. There you go. Open out the window. This girl coming to get up off. They got the chair ready. Ooh, WWF. She's about to get it. Woo. Everyone. That sister said, that's right. Oh my God. He's going to jail. These are older brothers, man, because these brothers feel the spirit and they know what time it is. And then the young cats, man, they jump in too later. Oh my God! Now come about that boat, baby. They ready to move down. The ferry boat is what they was in the way with. Esau went and parked their boat in the wrong spot. The ferry boat can't get in. Jake trying to tell them get out the way. He's grabbing the boat pulling it off, and Esau saying, "Don't touch my stuff." Ready to move down. He ready to run. Yeah. There goes young Texas, man. Now they can.
Yeah. What's up?
Y'all were tough a minute ago.
Now Esau want to negotiate. Now they want to negotiate after they started it.
Woo! 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 They scared. Look out. They scared. Woo! Beat their ass. Woo! Oh my God. Woo! That what you did.
Look at the cop.
That what you did. That
She
what
don't know
you
what to
did.
do.
Oh,
This is just like, come on, guys. Look. When all hell breaks loose, they ain't gonna be able to
she
stop
whooped
it.
her ass. She better put her in the wall.
He got tossed in the water.
In the wall. Say his ass up. Cause y'all were wrong.
See that?
You some. Boop, 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 boop. Woo! He ran, he jumped in the wall.
See, that's the sound of frustration. You know, when you're sisters, it ain't like they all on some passive. Stop it, everybody stop. No, Jake is tired of what the hell they've been going through down there. And they fighting back now.
Yeah.
Tonight we're following breaking news near Montgomery.
We've already followed breaking news, man. We see what happened. So we see where the spirit is at. See where the spirit is at. It's starting to change. It's starting to turn up a little bit. You know, Jake ain't taking his foolishness no more. All right. So that's enough of that one, man. Let me get to a few of these other stories, man. Let me get on out of here. Talked about the weather, man. Weather wars in effect, man. Look at this. U.S. Weather Watch. Severe thunderstorms caused more than 1,000 flight cancellations as 120 million on the East Coast brace for heavy rain and heat hits the American South. So, I mean, what's going on? Heavy rains in the East. I thought we were talking about global warming. Supposed to be the hottest days on Earth going on right now. Everything's melting down. I mean, why are we seeing heavy rain and thunderstorms going on? I'm still confused about that. Who, where, what, why, and how is the weather all topsy turvy like this? We know the foundations of the earth are out of course. We know that the foundations being destroyed. You know, this is the Most High in complete control at the end of the day. But the so-called white man is constantly trying to utilize information and the power of the Lord to utilize it for manipulation and an agenda called global warming, which they'll utilize to implement new laws regarding climate, new laws regarding the use of our carbon footprints to push an agenda for one world payment systems, a ID system, and all of that. We've talked about that ad nauseum. But this is why he's doing it. Severe storming is expected along much of the eastern seaboard Monday. Roughly 280 severe storm reports came in over the weekend as weather walloped areas east of the Mississippi River Valley. Large swaths of American South, from Florida to Southern California, remain under the heat advisories as the record temperatures continue into the week. I don't know about no record temperatures in California. Last summer, it was hotter at this time than it was this year. Trust and believe. Last summer, I bet you if you look it up and see what the weather was last year in these days in July and August, it was hotter than it was right now. I remember. I'm not gonna look it up, but I remember. So weather wars is going on, man. Something is going on regarding the weather. It's topsy turvy. Storms on one part of the country, in the west and in the south. We got the heat going on. You know, look at this. Austin, Texas. They've been hit with 105 degrees, making it the 30th consecutive day with a temperature over 100 degrees. I know it had 110 degrees. I mean, not Nevada, Arizona. They had a record of 30 consecutive days at 110 degrees or greater, right? So there's a lot of issues going on with the weather, man. Mysterious stuff going on. We're not really gonna call it mysterious because it's really all the work of the Lord. But the white man is definitely trying to capitalize on it, man. Whether he's doing geoengineering, whether he's utilizing HARP, I don't know. But the fact remains that he's trying to say that it's hot everywhere. But meanwhile, we're hearing about storms. We just seen the massive biblical storm. I mean, flooding in China, in Beijing. We just showed that last DSTM episode. So go figure. Go figure. Um, 11,000 LA workers plan to strike, hoping to shut down the city. So this is why we've been talking about, whether they, uh, put it forward, how that's going to affect much of the operations in the city. Who knows? But we're always talking about being prepared for things that could affect your daily life and daily routines. Look at this: City of LA workers are joining hotel employees, Hollywood actors, and TV and movie writers who have walked off their jobs this summer. Thousands of them plan to strike Tuesday, potentially grinding municipal operations to a halt for 24 hours and adding to the flurry of organized labor activity across the city and country. More than 11,000 LA City employees will participate in the one-day strike, including sanitation workers. Los Angeles International Airport employees and street services said SEIU Local 721, a union that represents more than 98,000 county and city workers across Southern California. We're down the city of LA, said David Green, SEIU Local 721 Executive Director and President. The message we're sending is that our workers are just fed up. They've reached the breaking point, and we need these folks in the city to come back to the table for the good of the city. So, a lot of this, they're seeing the success of the strike that UPS had. Now, UPS was able to get what they wanted. I know a lot of people is out there even investigating about working for UPS now. I think part-time workers are making 21 an hour, full-time is making $49 an hour. People are trying to get into UPS now. So but the problem is that that's going to affect the people that utilize those services. UPS is going to have to increase prices. Amazon is going to have to increase prices. All of the shipping companies, I mean, all of the outlets that utilize UPA, they're going to increase prices because they got to pay them new salaries now. They said no more mandatory overtime, so things might be a little bit slower with transporting. So now city workers are saying, "Well, we want ours too now." So they're going to experiment with a 24-hour strike. If there's any successes from it, then they're going to probably try it again in a few days. The city ain't going to buckle from one day. They're going to say, "But go ahead, have your little moment. You niggas will be back to work on Wednesday. We're not tripping." But if they do it for a certain length of time, if they plan it out for real, the city of LA, man, could be in a lot of trouble. With, from transportation, you just seen sanitation, county buildings, those that need civil services, they could cause a lot of issues. We always said, man, if blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, walked off their jobs worldwide, and really in particular here in Babylon, this place would fold and crumble immediately. Immediately. For any length of time, man. If every one of us took 7 days off, man, this thing would crumble. 7 days off. Every one of us walked off the job, man, because we're involved in the infrastructure and the economic system heavily. Don't know the move with, man. This is why every empire that flourished had our people in captivity. Look at Syria. Look at Babylon. Look at the Medes and Persians. Look at the Greeks. Look at the Romans. Look at Egypt. Look at America. Everywhere that the children of Israel were in bondage flourished. But if we walked off and said we ain't having it, this place will crumble, man. So the LA workers, man, they're going to attempt an experiment and see if they can get their voices heard with a 24-hour strike starting tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Look at this. America's white majority is aging out. Aging out. Generation Z will be the last of Americans with a white majority. So they're falling out of favor. According to the census data, the nation's so-called majority minority arrived with Generation Alpha, those born since about 2010. Barely two decades from now, around 2045, non-Hispanic white people will fall below half as a share of the overall U.S. population. So the so-called white man, he's dying off. Those conclusions and the numbers behind them seem simple enough, yet some scholars contend that the numbers are wrong or at least misleading, that the looming ascent of the majority minority of America is a myth. America's white majority in its numbered days is a lightning rod topic, given the nation's history of slavery and enduring patterns of discrimination against minorities and immigrants. Yeah, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You know. Let me get that script. I believe it's in Jeremiah. Uh, yeah, 9 and 10. See. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." See, he's been exposed. Even Thessalonians, First Thessalonians, tells us about man of perdition being revealed. You know, he's not going to be able to continually hide himself behind TV, movie, radio, film, religious propaganda and dogma, philosophical classes. He's not going to be able to continually hide and distort history as they're trying to do in Florida. There's no more hiding. The judgment of the Lord has been written and is going to stand. His seed is spoiled. It's rotten, man. It's over with. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So we're seeing evidences of this. Why are they talking about this being a lightning rod topic? Because they're panicking. And they're seeing why their seed now is suffering. This is why you're seeing all the interracial ads, all the interracial movies. They're constantly trying to spoil and get their seed up into a fertile, Israelite woman, Hispanic, black, and then they got these dumb sisters out here talking about they diverging. I believe it's the term they were using. Diverging away from black men, trying to go get them a good old white man to go take care of them. They tired of dusty white men and dusty brothers. And you got white men out there promoting and utilizing the same terminology, and these goofy, dumb down sisters is out here following along with it. Diverging or divesting. It's like it's divesting. Trying to choose up for a snowman. That's out. Most I said, man, it's a lightning round topic, man. He's in the panic mode because he's almost out of here. Demographers and economists celebrate the nation's growing diversity as a vital to the prosperous future. Other voices vilify racial change as a threat to the nation's white heritage. Oh, the nation's white heritage. Since when? Since colonization? You trying to say that they're the heritage of America when the indigenous population was already here? Imagine that. Race is the most complicated variable in the census, and it is the one that draws people like moths to the flame, said Dowell Myers, a professor of policy planning and demography at the University of Southern California. And a lot of these censuses, they're counting Hispanics as whites now, forcing them to make to choose up just to try to keep their numbers afloat. So white man's in trouble. He's in trouble, and he knows it. Look at this. One little note on the war. Russia and China sent a large naval patrol near Alaska. 4 U.S. destroyers were dispatched to monitor the Russian and Chinese ship. Remember last weekend they talked about the joint military exercises China and Russia was doing, and it said it had the West nervous. Now they're testing the waters over near Alaska. They're sending out 4 destroyers, man, to go defend. Everything is going. It's a lot going down, man. You got to keep up. Right? So that's what's happening on the war front, man. China and Russia are now collaborating to provoke the West a little bit. So that already lets you know, man, Russia's already ready to move on, man. Ukraine, boy, that's pretty much a wrap. That's pretty much a wrap, man. And NATO is going to have to push the panic button and get involved, jump in and save face. In my opinion, that's the only way that they can face on the thing. Otherwise, and get World War III cracking. Otherwise, Russia and China is going to get it cracking in another manner. Let's look at this last story here. This is important. Faraz tells Breitbart we are on the verge of banks running word checks on customers' social media. Now, listen to that again. Not Faraz. That's this guy right here. Uh, let me show. Let's just look at this real quick because this guy's one of the leaders of the European Union, speaking on behalf of the movement that they call Brexit out of England. Um, there we see what's going on with this digital currency, man, and them creating an oppressive um, watchdog currency based digital ideology, right? So this guy is saying that they're getting ready to have the banks start running word checks on customer social media. So if you're involved or you get caught up talking about anything that is considered hate speech, violating community guidelines, policies, whatever, that can affect your banking. Let's go ahead and read some of it. Banks are working with credit agencies to roll out word checks of social media accounts to assess how worthy of banking facilities members of the public are. So now your social media is being threatened. Your social media quote unquote freedoms are being threatened with your ability to bank now. That's on the table. Brexit's Nigel Farage tells Breitbart as his new freedom of speech campaign gains momentum. Having a bank account is essential to exist in the modern Western world, and yet moves to further debank the public if they would hold views that don't align with the prevailing elite. Did you hear that? They're making moves to debank the public if you hold views that don't align with the prevailing elite. So if you don't go with the status quo, if you don't agree with the beast system, you could be debanked. I could be debanked. They could take my money, shut off my ability to feed my family, pay my bills, access to money for gas, power, food. If I don't go with the status quo, let's continue. Brexit leader, anti-capitalism campaigner Nigel Farage told Breitbart News Daily on Sirius XM Patriot Friday morning. Far from merely being institutions which serve an important role in the society by taking deposits, then taking loans. Notice how much of these banks now, we see why there's being collapses of banks. All these banks are in trouble. We seen what 2 weeks ago. I just showed y'all and read off almost 100 banks that was going out of business, being absorbed by bigger banks. They're consolidating the banking system into a small minority. Same way they did with TV. You know, there's only 6 corporations that run all the TV and film. 6. Now they're trying to do the same thing with the banking because it's going to be easier to have an agreement and a system that all agree on. The less heads and the less chiefs that you got making decisions, the old saying, too many Indians, not enough chiefs. The less Indians that's on the table, man, you can only create a small circle of chiefs who all agree that this is how we're going to roll with the new financial system. So this is why we're seeing a lot of these banks having these issues and troubles, having to go belly up because they want to institute this new system. So far from merely being institutions which serve an important role in society by taking deposits, then making loans and making some profit doing so, banks have now become, quote, highly politically active. Mr. Farage warned. This is a campaign he has taken up to increasing effect in United Kingdom after he was debanked for not aligning with his new bank's newfound left-wing values. This will be part of a growing trend if it isn't nipped in the bud now, Farage warned, revealing even more intrusive steps to ensure those with conservative opinions can't pay bills or make purchases are coming. Conservative opinions, you will not be able to pay your bills or make purchases. That's coming. So imagine if you're standing on biblical, moral, civil laws. That's considered conservative. That's considered extreme. You dig what I'm saying? He said banks signed up to the environmental, social, and governance programs seem to be employing, quote, wokies who feel with an almost hatred for people who don't subscribe to their worldview. And that the argument I've been making is if they can do it to me, they can certainly do it to you. What we do now is the British clearing banks are now working with some of the credit agencies to put in place word checks on the social media accounts of their customers. You can see the direction. We're literally on the verge of this happening. So we really have to start shouting. And the article continues on, but the standard remains, and we see what it is. As they move towards this new credit system, social credit system, world ID system, consolidating our bank, our ability to bank, moving towards biometric systems of payment and control, uh, eyes on everything. We're going to see how things play out because what are they looking at right now? At the social media. And Jake, everybody on there expressing their views because, it's freedom of speech. It's my page. It's my channel. No, it's not. It's going to be weaponized against you, against me. They already do it with some jobs, man. Want to look at your social media accounts before you apply. They want in on your life, man. That's where everybody is living at now in this digital sphere known as the internet, where you can find out, talk about, be about anything that you want. People are going to go check and see what you're about, and doing word searches. And if it doesn't align with the ways of the system of the beast, you're on the outside looking in. That's it for your brother. Moth, I acquire first name. IQ is all the same. DSTM 228 has come to a close, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shai, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully you got some edification, man. You got some things that you can take and run with. You can share with friends, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Leave a comment if you think I'm tripping. Leave a comment if you appreciate the content, man. Do something. Spread the word. The days are upon us, man. Shalom.